Welcome back to Comics, the podcast where me and my mom look through our comic book collection 2 issues at a time. This is X-Men 2099, issue number 1. And this is part of the whole 2099 series was like a future dystopian cyberpunk kind of version of Marvel. And looks like it's from 1993. And there's actually previews of the other 2099 series in the middle of this one. So you'll get to see all the characters in their 2099 versions.
That's interesting.
Some of the 2099 versions are the same characters, like Spider-Man 2099 or Doom 2099, Punisher, and some are just completely new characters. So this is X-Men 2099. And as you can see, there's not any
some of them are
original
zombified,
characters.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
it's just the X-Men team and name, and they do mention Xavier and Magneto at one point, but that's really where the similarities end. So it starts in the Nevada desert. The Nuevo Sol arcology rises from sand and scrub, a ghostly reminder of broken dreams of the past. Designed in the early 21st century to be a self-sufficient, non-polluting working and living environment, Nuevo Sol's construction was stopped by the economics and politics of that time, leaving it abandoned and unfinished. In the harsh reality of the present, Nuevo Sol once again offers the promise of redemption to the chosen few willing to accept the invitation and brave the challenge. So this is our first character, and he's saying, what am I doing? 2 hours to hike here from I-15 on a 94-degree night.
Jeez.
And so it's really hot, and I don't know why he's wearing a scarf and all those robes, but he swipes this card, and a guy greets him at the door.
A big guy. Holy cow.
And he's some kind of technology or metal-based mutant. So his name is Junk Pile, apparently. They don't really explain his powers in this first issue, but he's vaguely robotic looking. And he's like, why are you here? And the guy shows him this X card. He says, so Shakti found you. Wonder what makes you worthy of the Queen's personal attention. Are you a fighter, meat? Want to test your metal against my metal? Learn how it feels to be scrapped by Junk Pile? So this guy's kind of
He's
tough guy.
Aggressive. I mean,
I know he pushes him.
jeez.
And when he gets deeper into Nuevo Sol, he sees this big party sort of thing. It's like in the Matrix movies or something, their little underground rave that they have. And he's kind of overwhelmed by this. I guess I should mention this was written by John Francis Moore and penciled by Ron Lim. Adam Kubert was the inker. So he starts talking to this other character, and she is Serpentina. She's one of the people from the cover. So I think that's these two characters here.
Junk Pile looks a lot different on the cover.
That's not Junk Pile. That's a different
No,
character.
the guy in yellow there? Is he Junk Pile?
That's not Junk Pile either. Nope, that's definitely not Junk Pile.
Gosh.
So if you look closely at Junk Pile, he's
looked
not
like
yellow in any way.
I know.
He's gray and
But he
blue.
looked like he had a head, some sort of head wrap or head.
Yeah, I think they're just going
Interesting.
for a futuristic design.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
some of them look similar. And she's kind of showing him the ropes here. She says, you must be Fitzgerald, right? How do you know my name? I know everybody at the gathering, so don't tell me. Let me guess, you're a mutant, I bet. And he tries to deny it all nervously. But she reveals that she's a mutant. She can stretch her limbs, I guess. It's kind of freaking him out. You're a nervous one, but I know some people just don't like to be touched. Is everyone here a mutant? No, most are just nomads and fringers, a lot of corporate dropouts and discards, even a few degens. In Nuevo Sol, you're not just some corporate barcode sorted out and filed like a product. Here, everyone has a name. Everyone's equal, no matter where they've come from. See that syntho percussionist? That's Eddie. Used to play with the Armageddon Choir. He creates rhythms by moving through vibration-sensitive webs of sound. They're generated by the resonators floating around him. Each of his choreographed movements trigger another sound variation. Now watch, Eddie's a mutant. He has a metallic mimetic ability. His body adopts the properties of any metal he touches. By changing the texture of his body, he changes the sound bouncing off his body. So that's another
That's
character
pretty,
from
yeah.
the front here, except he's gold for a moment instead of silver. So we've got Fitzgerald, Serpentina, Eddie. I don't know what his code name is. So, they're dancing and
That's
stuff.
a really weird power.
Oh, and she says, if you think he's great, wait till you meet Jian. He'll do more to impress you. He'll do more than impress you. He'll change your life. And we flash to a different part of Nuevo Sol here. Below the gathering festivities in a security room on a lower level. Where is Jian, Shakti? How am I supposed to protect him when he keeps wandering off into the desert without a word? Jian's capable of taking care of himself. You know that. You were brothers in the lawless. Jian's changed since he returned from Saigon. These messianic delusions of his will cost us all. We're mutants. We have power to do what we please. Jian is a fool not to use. You overstep your bounds, junk pile. And she sends like a telekinetic shock, which shuts down his motor functions. And he's like, one day you're going to go too far. So they kind of have a rivalry. And, maybe he'll get revenge on her at some point. I think I used to have... I never played the Spider-Man 3 for Game Boy, but I had Spider-Man and the X-Men. I remember that game.
I remember that, yeah.
I can't remember if I had it... I think I had it for Sega. It was really hard.
These characters are, I don't know. They're a lot different, the writing and everything from the original or the second series X-Men, or second.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's all futuristic, and I think because they keep talking about the corporate wars and corporations and stuff, I think it takes influence from like Neuromancer and those cyberpunk novels. Let's see. Dominating the neon-streaked Las Vegas skyline is the Singe Hotel and Casino, a temple of decadent excess where anything may be wagered. And this is Singe himself. He's like a 90-year-old guy.
Wow.
And he rides his horse indoors. I guess part of this building has like a equestrian field. On the equestrian field of the casino's multi-level penthouse, Noah Singe rides an Arabian mare called Eurydice. And out pops Jian, the guy that everybody's been talking about. He says, your men continue to kidnap members of the nomad tribes for your decadent amusements. You traffic in human lives. Your traffic in human lives is over, Singe. I'll buy and sell anyone I please. I didn't become head of the syndicate to bow down to some panty-ante, born-again mutant. Now leave before I call my rat pack to drag your sorry butt off my property. Jian has like this funky hand, and if he touches something with his, I don't know if it's both of his hands or just this one particular weird one, he causes it to like decompose.
Wow.
And so he shows him that. He's like, see this wall here? That's you. Next time I see you.
Just do it instead of, having this next time.
And then we see a slot machine with 3 skulls. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. This is Bloodhawk. Bloodhawk is in these shackle things on his hand, which is weird because the other comic I have has somebody with huge weights on their hands.
Oh, well, yeah.
For this week. So this is like some kind of public execution game kind of thing. So he says, what an exciting night this is here at the Singe Casino Tribunal Palace. Not only has our defendant, the infamous mutant terrorist known as Bloodhawk, been found guilty of crimes against the Greater Nevada Syndicate, but he spun a gravedigger triplet. And that means our next spin determines the method of Hawk's execution. I'm hoping he makes it to the lightning round.
Whoa.
I bet 20,000 volts will bring some expression to that stone face. Go to the devil, clown. We got a situation, Sal, so they subdue him. They've got neural restraints on him.
I noticed in 1993 they're still calling people mooks.
What is a mook?
I don't know, but we've read a couple comics where they call people, get that mook out of here.
So, I guess that must be Desdemona. Look, Desdemona, there goes the former scourge of the skies to his ignoble end. These are Singe's daughter and son, and they're like eagerly waiting to take control of the syndicate and inherit things. And he exchanges words with Bloodhawk here. Your family is a plague upon the land that I will end. Tell your father he cannot kill me this easily. And this guy's taken some kind of drug, and I think it gives him powers or something, because then he attacks him. He says, chill out, Hawk, old man. Those veins on your head will explode. Personally, a torpedo of Shriek helps give me the inner peace you lack. Know what I mean? Always such a big man, Lytton. Once you've mainlined your designer drug du jour. Des, what do you think you're doing? So I guess that's Lytton. Desdemona and Lytton.
Wow. And then we're back to the originals. Well,
These are the well-known, the actual X-Men, the original. Well, not the original,
not
but
quite the original.
the one
but
we all know. Don't miss Kids Night every Tuesday night. Special extras.
Oh, Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut with all the extras.
And we went there a lot.
I know, Pizza Hut was
Back
a
in
lot
the day.
better.
Yes.
It kind of fell off. They used to have like a buffet, I think, and
the reading program.
yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Book It.
Yeah.
So, let's see. He's about to die in the main room's cavalcade of justice. Just think, he'll go to his grave with my kiss on his lips. Grrr. So he's like the hot-headed Wolverine type, I think.
I like it.
So they're taunting him. She says, don't lecture me, Lytton, or I'll tell Daddy about your business dealings with Alchemax. You know how he hates the Megacorps. You wouldn't dare. Watch me, brother. Then we'll see how the will reads. Can you believe this guy, Ramon? Even with the neural restraints, he's still struggling. You think that's a sign of strength or stupidity? And then we have this Enter the World of 2099. So this isn't actually part of the story. I think it's just a promo for the other titles. I guess the hope is if you get hooked on one of the 2099 titles,
Spider-Man.
you'll want to read the rest to get the full sense of the world. So this is Spider-Man 2099. Miguel something, I can't remember his last name, but I think we have Spider-Man 2099 #1. We'll have to pull it out. Not much to gauge it on here. He says, you demented creep, and he punches this guy. He says, did it, knocked him cold. Now I just snag him with my webbing before he ends up a bloody smear on. Oh, and he guess he doesn't catch him. That's how he's different than the regular Spider-Man. He kills.
Smear it is.
Or accidentally, at least. This is Ravage 2099. Ravage is this red-haired fella who gets shot and then he heals and he fights back. So he's got a healing factor.
And he's got claws.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Sabretooth a little bit.
Yeah. He's our werewolf contender.
This is Doom 2099.
Whoa!
If I remember correctly, I think it is original Doom and he time traveled to 2099 and he's trapped there or something like that.
Him and his time traveling.
I do like this version of Doom's
Nice,
armor. It's pretty cool.
nice. I like the spikes along.
So he's punishing one of his lackeys here. And he says he was in cyber shock. The Mondo interface functions you siphoned from the Paloma program scrambled your brain. You were downloading more information than even you could handle. He says, "You dare question my sanity when I can destroy you with the wave of my hand." He sounds just like regular Doom.
Yeah, that's Doom.
This is just the splash page of the one we're reading, X-Men 2099. They don't even get... Oh, actually, I think the next part they do get a little vignette here. So this is from a future issue. They're trying to outrun one of these corporate gangs or
So,
whatever.
like, instead of the Sentinels, they're always running from the corporate
Yeah,
enemies.
basically.
Okay.
So that's Serpentina again and Eddie. And, I forget this character's like Crystalline or something like that. We're going to meet her in just a minute. This is Punisher 2099, who looks a
Whoa.
lot like regular Punisher. He's just got kind of a weird costume.
Yeah.
Very 90s looking costume. He's
Yeah.
killing people just like you would expect.
Yeah.
He says, "So, Mr. Punisher, now you know the secret of our home for the terminally ill. It's a front. Love and bullets." I don't know why. So,
Wow.
he throws some kind of laser, like, target-seeking weapon on the ground, and it kills all these people.
Jeez.
The nurse is going to stab him with a scalpel. But we don't get to see how that ends, because we're going to see
What the?
Hulk 2099, who has a really
Ew.
long hair and sharper teeth.
And he's all mouth.
He's kind of Abomination-like. He's got more claw-like hands, like
Yeah.
reminds me of Abomination.
And his feet are very dinosaur-like there.
Yeah,
Or-
he's at the mall. Mall security, we must ask you to leave the grounds. So go ahead, ask. He's throwing people around.
Jeez.
So if you want a behind-the-scenes sketchbook of 2099, it is free. But you'll have to go back to 1993 and send this in.
Wow.
Include $2 for postage and handling. 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. Whew, that's a long time. So we're back to the main narrative here, and this guy's gambling while they're like putting the guy in prison. Oh, and here's that character here. Don't worry, the crystal I've encased you in is porous. You won't suffocate. So she puts him in this weird
Okay.
crystal-like thing. Crystalline, you are more generous to these thugs than I would be. They intended to put our mutant brother to death for amusement. We can argue the importance of compassion later, Mean Streak.
Okay.
Now
Mean
we
Streak.
need to see Bloodhawk to safety. So Mean Streak seems to have some kind of Quicksilver-like speed power.
Yeah. Heavy-looking boots, though, for somebody who is fast.
Yeah. They're lighter than they look. So they free, what is his name? Bloodwing. They free him here. Bloodhawk, excuse me. And they're like, okay, you got to come to Xi'an, come back to Nuevo Sol. And he's like, screw that. I don't owe you guys anything. And he turns into this.
Oh, that's who.
Yeah, so he's from the cover as well, but he has to transform into that red gargoyle-like sort of guy. And he flies off. He's like, we shouldn't have taken off the restraints, is what he says.
Gee, I guess he is mean.
But he'll come around because he's on the cover, so you know he's
Right.
gonna... So anyway, back in the Singe stables, they discover that the
He
old man
did it.
Singe got decomposed. And the kids don't seem too bothered by it. They're like, this is the work of a mutant.
Daddy.
So, yeah, I guess the son seems more upset about it. So we're back in Nuevo Sol, and let's see, Fitzgerald is going to watch Xi'an give some kind of speech. And, you know, we saw Xi'an warn him by breaking the wall, and then all of a sudden he's dead. So it seems like, why would he warn him and then off-screen kill him? So it seems like
Right.
something funny's going on there. I knew you would persuade Timothy to join us. I merely found him, gauged his mutant abilities, and extended your invitation. He does not know it, but he will make our group strong, in soul as well as body. Did you see Singe? From this point on, we travel a rough and treacherous road. Don't be so elliptical. What happened between you two? Later, I have to address the gathering. So
Okay,
he's
so he's
kind of
not
being
even admitting it,
evasive.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he's guilty, but anyway, he comes out to give his TED talk here, and they're all shouting his name. The synth drummers introducing him here. And this guy who kind of looks like Daredevil, he's like, that's my cue. He's got the Daredevil sunglasses anyway. Time to go to work, and he zaps the surveillance camera.
Uh-oh.
Junk pile, I've lost view on the western balcony. Is anything wrong? No, everything checks out. Don't sweat it. But he sees somebody up there, so it makes you wonder if Junk Pile's kind of in on the assassination.
Is he a double?
Kind of looks like Cyclops there.
Kinda, yeah.
Brothers and sisters, we are all outcasts here. Mutants, degens, discards, fringers, outlaws, unwanted by corporate structures that see us as only problematic wetware. It's like he's talking directly to me. What did I tell you? But we refuse to be categorized and quantified by any database. Our spirit is greater than the whole of the megacorps combined. We're here to celebrate and draw strength from our differences. Here we dare to choose our own destiny.
Uh-oh.
Assassin guy is assembling his weapon there.
You think he would have come already, you know?
Well, he had to fit it in his pocket or something. You're going to have to tell Jian that Bloodhawk took off. Like it was my fault. Hawk's a psychopath. I don't even think Jian could have convinced this guy to sign up with us. Years ago, before the corporate wars, an entire generation of mutants disappeared in the Great Purge. But neither man nor machine could eliminate Homo Superior, nor deny us our humanity. From Xavier, we learned unity, and from Magnus, the rules of combat. Del Ruiz taught us sacrifice, and Zhao enlightenment. From their legacy, we know, no matter the curse or blessing of our genetic makeup, we must be willing to fight for our tomorrow. That glint on the balcony, a gun. So Fitzgerald sees the gun and tries to interrupt the shot. He can turn. He has some kind of energy. He's a megavolt battery. His body is like one, apparently. He realized he was draining the power one day when the electrical systems around him all browned out at 19. When he finally released that energy, he destroyed most of his home. Not that it mattered. Tim knew he could no longer stay there. Fearing he'd end up as some Bioshock guinea pig, he lived on the street. Certain his life was over, and that his future was gone. Tonight, Jian gave him back that possibility of a better tomorrow, and he can't afford to lose that future. So that's kind of his backstory really quickly there. He blasts the guy, but the assassin still shoots. And I don't know, it seems like it shoots him here, but then there's a wound on that part of him, so I'm not sure. He gets shot, and Eddie goes to help him, and there's a raid from all these corporate enforcers. I repeat, resistance is futile. Junk pile, what's going on up there? Junk pile! Crystalline, mean streak, initiate retreat, and protect Jian at all costs. Eddie, what happened? There was a shot, then chaos. Stay with Jian, Eddie. You can't hurt a man made of adamantium, but when you get closer, I will hurt you. A few thousand crystal shards should keep these enforcers back. Tina, Jian, is he? No idea, but we gotta get out of here. Get to the stage now. Cerebro's activated the hydraulics. The enforcers are stalled, but not for long. Where's Junk Pile? Why didn't he catch that sniper? If it wasn't for Rags here. Worry about Junk Pile after we get Jian to a safer place. Get in the van. We can lose the enforcers in the underground tunnels. You did well, brother. If Jian survives, it will be because you spoiled the assassin's aim. Hang on, my friend. Can I ask one question? What's going on? Timothy, knew you'd join my X-Men. X-Men? To be continued.
Okay.
I wonder if Jian's going to get paralyzed so he can go around in a chair like Professor
Charles.
X. Then we have a Zit Fighters from Outer Space comic. This mission against the Zarkonian Zits requires pinpoint accuracy. That's what these babies are all about. IGEE units. HQ says they fire invisible Stridex gel. So they're shooting pimple gel everywhere.
Oh, wow.
I prefer the Hostess fruit pie. commercials
Well,
myself.
That's what
It
gets you in
shows you
trouble.
the audience might be a little more mature.
Right,
They've
right.
got pimples, so they're mature. All right, this is a
Mine.
newer one. I remember this Cataclysm event because it was one of the last. I took a break after reading. I took a break reading comics for a while. So this is 1998. It looks like.
Yep.
But if I
another 90s.
recall, earthquake destroys Gotham.
Yeah.
And this deals with all the aftermath, and I think it like frees a bunch of prisoners and destroys the Batcave and stuff, something like that.
Yeah, and this is
Part 5.
5. I'm not sure if we have all the parts of it, but
I don't think so.
I remember reading another part of it. But it says 7:03 p.m. Grand Avenue. The wrong place at the wrong time. The theater crowd is just heading for dinner when the 30-second long shock hits. And this is a great.
Good splash page.
All the stuff falling out. We've got our writers and pencilers on
Good
the
thing
debris
they
here.
wrote their names on those bricks before they got destroyed.
But yeah, it's a really nice. I love the perspective. It almost like is drawn so that it pulls you in, so that you see all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
That's really nice, nicely drawn. It says along Grand, along Grand, just south of the theater district, the Davenport Center shifts on its foundation. The basement parking garage collapses. In seconds, the 80-floor structure becomes too heavy.
Top heavy.
Or top heavy, yeah. Let me scooch in a little closer here.
Tuned dynamic dampers designed for the wind shear of a nor'easter can't offset the 7.6 quake.
That's huge. And 5 million tons of concrete, steel, and glass fall as one. The wind of the center's passing drowns out even the screams of those inside. This is crazy. I really, I'm impressed by how this is drawn. It's very detailed, and it really portrays the action. And I like the little details of this little squirrel of smoke. But look at that.
Dang.
That's like a whole level just got smashed. It's an intense comic. The whole mess comes to rest against the Gotham Electric building, 4 blocks north. And it looks like every hit and every flop along Grand is going to close all at once. But by some miracle, the Davenport Center stopped in its downward plunge. 30 seconds later, it hangs like a death sentence over Gotham's cultural center. All of this I learned much later. I'm riding the Avenue D trolley under Grand when the Davenport goes over like a redwood. Ooh. That's a horrendous thing to be trapped underground when something like this is happening.
Looks like a fun game. Cyber Swine.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we've got a werewolf one. We've got
Those
Papa.
graphics are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Is that supposed to be a wolf?
I think so. The pumpkin's scared, though. At first, I think it's a simple derailment, or maybe some terrorist nut jobs at work. Just another night in Gotham for Helena Bertinelli, the high school teacher. It becomes a Huntress situation in a hot minute. The lights. My son, where's my son? Can't see a damn thing. My leg. That's terrible. Jason, there you are. What happened, Dad? There's something on the news. Let me listen. Freaking Gotham Transit, that's what happened. An earthquake, they say. It was an earthquake. Bull, those only happen on the coast. Driver's dead. Dead? This report says that Midtown's on fire. That's right above us. Let's all settle down, people. I can help you out of here if you let me. Who is just a good Samaritan? I know who you are, lady. And she turns, ow. And she goes, these starlight lenses Robin gave me are great, but She's one of them superheroes, and I know why she's here. And she turns away, covers her eyes. That tiny flame is like having a searchlight suddenly shined in my eyes. You've been following me. You know about the Basin Street job. I have no idea. The whole city falling down above us, and this mope thinks. Mook. It's funny. You're not taking me, babe. And he hits her with the gun. Still blinded, and now I'm fighting to stay conscious. Is this where we're getting off?
Those glasses make her extra sensitive to light.
Yeah, so she can see in the dark and...
But not when somebody lights a lighter. It blinds.
Oh, yeah.
That seems impractical.
Very, yeah.
You should have an adjustment feature or something.
Yeah. You think that... They're coming from Robin, so they're made in the Batcave. You think that they would have thought of that.
I think in '98 I even had transition lenses.
Yes, you did. Still blinded, and now I'm fighting to stay conscious. This is where we're getting off. But shouldn't we wait for... Who? The cops? No way I'm taking the fall, man. Oh, these bad guys are so dumb. So dumb. We're going to walk back to the Concourse Avenue stop, and we're all going to stick together. But it might be dangerous if... Daddy! I'll show you dangerous. That's enough, buddy. You don't have to... Another hero, huh? Here's what I do to heroes. So I'm not sure who that is, because I...
He's dead now.
Yeah, doesn't
It's funny
matter.
he would kill that random guy but not kill the huntress.
Right, and she's in a costume, and he looks like he's just wearing regular clothes.
I kill people in regular clothes. Bam!
And you, too! Still can't see clearly, but this is the last chance I might get. Nothing I can do until my vision clears, but get them killed. Crowd around me, losers. The cops probably got some snipers down here. So paranoid. Just have to follow the sound of their footsteps and try not to think about what's going on above. Holy! Did you see that? And I see what's coming next. Get out of the cab!
That's a funny character design.
Yeah. Wow. I love how this overlaps and it's coming from outside the page.
Yeah, that's cool.
My cab! Thank God she told me to get out. I just made the last payment. Looks like we share the same luck, huh? Yeah. Just grab the good stuff, Chooch. Like you'd know the good stuff, Hammerhead. Huh? Who are you, lady? That's Detective Montoya to you, Senior. And don't test me. This was my first night off in 6 months, and I'm not in the mood. This way's flooded, too. What's going on here? I told you it's an earthquake. Maybe a nuclear war. Or like that, huh? The radio says, let me see that thing.
Do you still make crunch berries?
I think so. Or I don't know if they make all Crunchberry. Yeah, good point. I love Captain
It's like
Crunch.
candy.
But man, after a bowl at the roof of your mouth is just
Yeah.
torn up. I hate bad guy. I mean, this is a good bad guy because he makes you feel like how much you hate bad guys.
Yeah.
But, so he grabs it and he's listening. Westward Bridge collapsed into south of Canal in flames as far as citywide blackout with no Midtown bypass ruptured. Water supply severely. Emergency conditions declared for. County under martial law with. Man. We go this way then. Hustle. I can take him now. The risk is minimal. The air is thick with God knows how much gas. Can't risk letting the genius take another shot at me. The whole tunnel would explode. Can't even take a chance using the wrist bow. Have to wait for my opening. Maybe it's time I just left all of you down here, huh? So he lights his lighter again, but it's blown out, huh? Nobody move. Hear me? Move away from my voice. You, gah. She's always gah. Time's up, hero lady. This close, I can't miss, huh? He'll kill us all. Everybody goes running. The first aftershock. All this debris starts falling. And then, help me! She turns away as there's an explosion. Help me, lady, help! You're asking for my help? The irony's probably lost on you, but you killed the only person down here who could have lifted that off of you. I can't even help you. Or I can't even help. You shot me in the arm. Get the others back. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you, Junior, but I'd better lead them to safety. You get them right now or... Click. I love this look of just hopeless.
Uh-oh.
It's like, all coming back to him now. That's a nice...
I like that coloring
yeah,
on Wonder Woman. Looks like it's
That's
painted or
nice.
something.
Yeah. Legends. I wonder if we have any of the Wonder Woman in the 90s.
I'll have to look.
Yeah. Help me, please. Please. Robin told me I was on probation with Batman. I had to be a good girl if I wanted to fit in. If that means saving the life of scum like that, I don't want to be in their little club. Hell, I think I'm the kind of hero Gotham deserves.
Alfred's caught in the Batcave there.
Oh, isn't that sad? I may be the only hero Gotham has left. So then we see Alfred sitting there and, oh Lord, not more tremors. Poor Alfred, he goes, Harold, at this juncture I'm extraordinarily pleased to see even your unpleasant visage.
Poor Harold.
I know, look
I'm not
at
sure if I
him.
remember Harold.
Me either.
Alfred's not a fan.
He looks so innocent. I'm afraid there's little either of us can do for the Master. Master Bruce is on his own, in a way unusual even for him. The Batman blames himself for this. He should have had the mansion reinforced years ago, but he was certain that any workers he hired would discover the cave, just as he and Alfred did all those years ago. Aftershock. The aquifer is closing behind me. No way back to the cave. He tries not to think of what this will cost him. If he gets to the surface, he'll need help digging down to the cave. More than just the usual help. It'll take an experienced rescue effort and heavy equipment. It'll take Harold, it seems like. There will be no moving the cave's or hiding the cave's existence then. The secret will be out. He supposes it was inevitable. The Batman will no longer exist. I don't know why he thinks that. Just because he acknowledges who he is, then the Batman has to disappear?
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, yeah. Nothing to do but to keep on. He curses himself for not foreseeing this eventually. But I think that's supposed to be eventuality.
Yeah.
It's odd. He should have mapped these subterranean streams. There's only going to be one chance to get things right, as so many chances to get it wrong. He can't think about that. He can't think about the risk. If he doesn't make it, Alfred is doomed with him. Poor Alfred. Free! His hand breaches the surface. Just an air pocket. Cut the tank off, conserve the supply. Ancient air, miles below the surface, as old as the hills around Gotham. A taste of salt to each breath. This way leads down, but he has to, a sudden current, pulling him with it to where? This is a great
Good
panel.
reaction.
Yeah, nice reaction shot. Have to fight it or he grabs onto this rock, but can't hold. Keep head and limbs tucked in. A broken limb and he's a dead man. He's falling, and so it ends as it began, falling deeper into darkness.
I remember Wizard magazine. That was
That
one of
was
my
a-
favorite ones.
Yeah, that was fun to get. I'd always go through and look, oh, where's that Spider-Man with the lakeside tattoos in it?
See if the price went up.
Yes. I love this artwork for the cartoon.
Yeah, I think it's Bruce Timm.
Excellent. Excellent. So the current weakens as the passage widens. The water temperature is higher here. He's in the harbor, or even the open ocean. The harbor. That's the lights of Gotham he sees above him. To hell with his secrets. They're nothing compared to Alfred's life or seeing Gotham again. It's nice for him to think of Alfred, because sometimes he could be so sassy to Alfred.
I guess it's Joe Staton, but I think these versions of the character in the cartoon were created by Bruce Timm.
I love those. He'll get an emergency team to the manor. He could have the cave entrance cleared by morning, and then, no! And as he surfaces, he sees chaos.
Dang, Gotham in flames. Cataclysm
So-
continues in Catwoman 56, Batman Blackgate, and Shadow the Bat 74. You got all the tie-in issues, so you got to buy every title.
Yep. This is a nice drawing, too.
Yeah, I think this is from the Superman cartoon as well. That was, I never got into that because I think it was on a channel we didn't have or something.
Yeah.
But I remember watching the Batman one a lot. Well, two 90s comics 5 years apart from each other. And if you enjoyed watching this, give us a like and a comment and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.